What's up, everyone? Been a few days here. Been trying to catch up on things myself. Have a new video I just finished shooting and editing, but I haven't looked through it yet to make sure I don't have any unforced errors. How many of you saw my last video that I left in that clip? Where I was walking around. Oh man, I was driving to the Symphony concert with Dylan, and my brother calls me freaking out that in the Toto video that I left in a guitar, or me walking around. You guys saw it, but I said Nari thought it was intentional. I thought it was. I said, "Oh, that's no big deal." I edited it out when I got home. It's gone now. I don't know if you guys know, there's a little editing tool for those of you YouTubers out there. It's in enhancements. You can trim anything out. No, I was actually walking around to turn to close the door, I think. When I turned the camera on, then I had the studio door open. Well, and then I screwed up on my last shot too, because I had the other studio door open in the back. I didn't have my continuity together because Michelle had gone out, I think, or something happened, and I did my last shot with the door open. I hate that kind of stuff. What's up, Ray? So I've been slaving away, making a new video. I promise I'm not gonna make just these one kind of videos. My goal was to make 10 of them and then start making them, once a week or so, something like that, maybe twice a week, whatever. But I've got some other new concepts that I'm going to be trying out here. So I've got one more coming out tomorrow morning. I just have to look at it, edit it, and I'll put it out. It's a Soundgarden. So what's up, David? So I've been doing. There's Michael from Seattle. Look at that. I've been trying to get all my grunge bands in there. I haven't done Alice in Chains yet. So many great songs is right. So many great songs. These videos are, it takes a while to put them together. It's there's, if there's notation involved, there's playing. I'm using different amps and stuff. I got my Marshall here for the Soundgarden. Try and get all the correct tones and things like that. I think that's a really important part of it too. I think it's important to know what you're hearing and be able to explain it to people and demonstrate it. So it's insane the amount of subscribers I've been getting, though. I mean, it's my phone's dead here, but I'm averaging about 1,200 subscribers a day. I hit 237,000 subscribers today, and I think I'll hit 238 by the morning. And anyways, Tom asked, what advice can I give a guitar beginners beginning to learn to play jazz? Check out my jazz guitar for beginners video I did. That's a good spot to start. Rob, am I going to do more film scoring videos? Of course I'm going to do more film scoring videos. I'll do a film scoring video this week. Matter of fact, I have a new way that I want to do it, which I'm not sure if I can, but I want to do it with the actual scene. I want to talk about music related to the scenes that they're in. So I'm not sure how that would work. You guys have seen that people post scenes of movies on YouTube all the time. You can watch every scene from The Godfather in short clips if you want. But I think it's really helpful if you see the visual with it, because there are some. I think that's kind of the next step in order to understand film scoring, is to know actually how to score, the right emotions for the scene. Yeah, it'll probably just do a copyright notice. Bruce asks, "How about a video on phase issues, considering in consideration when you can, please?" I've talked about phase. I haven't. I'm sure I did a video on phase, but not like a real video on phase. I need my assistant Ken here to do that. Reading, was think Cooper left in the place card music for 2001? He probably did. So let's see what else here. Tom, the video I grew up and learned by ear is very inspiring. Thank you. It's snowing up there, Roberta, in Cape Cod. How did I find Josh Barnett? Oh, I didn't find him. He just wrote to me on Facebook. He asked me if he could ask me some questions. So I don't really know him. Let's see. Whereabouts in Rochester am I from? I'm from a small town called Fairport. That's population of about, I don't know, 5,500, something like that. But the surrounding town, Parrington, has about 60,000 people. That's what my high school was fed from. That entire. No, not Josh Burnett, the fighter. But that's why my high school had, I want to say, 2,100 people in it. It's my graduating class was something like 700 people, maybe 650. Well, I do a video on jazz guitar fills, Arthur. I've done 100 videos on jazz guitar fills. All right, Andy. I just reading your post. Listen to Lolita by Wes. Did I mention that the other night? It's amazing, right? Roberta, yes, I did go to the Symphony with Dylan. Oh, don't worry about it, Arthur. I have 412 videos or whatever. I probably could remake the videos again and nobody would notice. So I went to the Symphony, and Dylan had his oboe lesson today. And his teacher asked him, "What'd you think, Dylan?" Because she was playing. And I didn't know she was playing, honestly. I couldn't see. I couldn't see the we were in the balcony. Dylan said, "Oh, she's down there." I said, "How can you tell?" He's like, "I can see her clearly." And I got my camera out and I was trying to zoom in with it to see, and I said, "I can't tell." But she was there, and she asked Dylan what he thought, and Dylan said he really liked it. And then she asked him, "How was our tuning?" Which I thought was pretty funny. Dylan said it was pretty good. Oh, brother. Chris, 100% scholarship anywhere, 95% true. For Dylan? I mean, his teacher went to Curtis. You got to figure that, she's as good a player as you can get. Nare's like, ha, I know, right? I didn't even know that when I told him, hey, you should take the oboe. He's the one who wanted to take the oboe anyways. Of all the instruments. live stream where we can guess certain quotes from my videos. Oh, everybody knows what I'm going to say. I say the same kind of things all the time. Everybody wants oboe. You know, for as few oboe players as there are, there's sure a lot of oboe features. What kind of music does Dylan currently like? Ray wants to know. Dylan doesn't really care about music that much. He's you know, we listen to stuff. They make fun of me. What is oboe? Right, exactly. What were we listening to at dinner tonight? Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, which has an incredible guitar part in it that Mark Knopfler doesn't even remember what he's hearing. That's heartbreaking. What's that, Ray? That's not. No. Dylan's like, he's only 10. He'll start liking music soon. Rebecca, how many reeds did he destroy? He destroyed his reed from last week. His teacher had to give him a new one today. She said, "Were you chewing on it?" Dylan said, "No, I didn't chew on it." North Texas versus NYC jazz guitar guys. What's the difference? Thoughts? I don't know. That Dylan doesn't care about music? No, Ray. He's really he cares about it, you know. But I went to the music store with him today to get. What's up, Rhett? Oh man, you guys got to see Rhett's new video. I'm in it. But that's not why you have to see it. Rhett's last two videos have been great. You guys know Rhett, right? Anybody that doesn't know Rhett, you need to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Rhett is the reason that I'm here. I tell everybody. So he made me start my channel. And anytime I need advice, I call Rhett because he's 26. Or are you 27, Rhett? I think you're 26. Yeah, his latest video is great. He's really hitting on a vibe now. Roberta, have I talked to Pat lately? Yes, I talked to him a little while ago. I talk to Pat every day. You'll be 28 on the 1st? What, Rhett? I missed 27. Well, you're 27 now. Roy Buchanan. Well, don't call me Mr. Beato. That's my dad. My thoughts on Terry Kath. I love Terry Kath. He was a phenomenal guitar player. In my What Makes This Solo Great, I'm going to do the that solo that I played on here from I've Been Searching So Long. And he's got a lot of great solos. I mean, obviously 25 or 6 to 4 is kind of unlike anything. So, what's up, Warren? What's happening? So, let me see. What was I saying here? Yeah, I think that for you know, Rhett and I talk about this stuff a lot. It's really interesting to talk about. I'm very good, Warren. Thank you. It's interesting to talk about topics for videos and things, and to kind of and to come up with a concept. It's you not only have to have a concept for every video. You can't post the link again, Rhett? What is it? R-Sholo7? I need to make you a moderator, Rhett. Why are you not a moderator? Did I just do it? Thought I posted it. Yeah. It's blocking you. There. Is that it? So anyways, it's difficult to come up with really a concept for your channel, and then a concept for every video. I struggle with this every day. That's not the link. Oh, man. I wonder, can I post a link here? Let's see here. I'm going to get it here. let's see here. It's right here. This is the link. Look at that. How do you like that, Rhett? I hope your folks are watching. So anyways, so I called Rhett today, and we were talking about the solo, you know, because I want to do a thing on solos, all different types of solos. And I want to do a thing on classical music, classical pieces, what makes them great, you know. I thought a lot about it when I was at the Symphony the other night. There was a Rossini piece that was played first. Then the Schubert Unfinished Symphony, which is a 2-movement symphony as opposed to a 4-movement symphony. And then there was, all right, Warren, we'll see ya. And then there was the Beethoven's Fourth Piano Concerto, which is my favorite. You guys hear me talking about that all the time. So when I was listening to the pieces, I was thinking to myself, you know, the Rossini was good. The Schubert was good. I mean, I've heard the Schubert before. It doesn't really, you know, it doesn't have things that grab me over and over. It's not like Bach. It's not like Mozart. It's not like Beethoven. When the Beethoven came on, now that concerto is, you know, arguably the greatest concerto for any instrument, I think. But the writing was just, and the emotional content of that concerto was, to me, just far superior to the Rossini and the Schubert. That's not to say every Schubert piece, but I think that you know, there's just, I think there's no comparison. Beethoven just was crushing it. Then that was the last piece that he played live, at least in front of a big audience. In 1808, he debuted the Fourth Piano Concerto. Beethoven was really in another league. That's right. But Bach is in another league as well, because his music still gives me those same feelings. When I listen to that Schubert, to the Unfinished Symphony, I've heard it many, many, many times, and it's interesting, but it's not that interesting to me. You know, Dylan's first thing was, is his Fourth Piano Concerto the favorite of? It's my favorite concerto. I mean, there's other concertos that you know, Prokofiev, Rachmaninoff, Chopin. There's other concertos that are killer that I love, but the Beethoven, especially the first movement of the Beethoven, is just unbelievable. I mean, really, really incredible. And but Dylan said, he's like, why are there no trombone, no tubas? Where are the tubas? I said we needed to come to a different concert to get tubas. So anyways, so, you know, getting back to this whole idea of topics to talk about, you know, it's really, really fascinating. Rhett sent me over his video to look at before he put it up. I had another friend that a good friend of mine just put up his first video this week, and he had called me to critique it, which I think is funny. Okay, what is this? Stealing Grosses? Is that it? Stealing Roses. Found 2 records I worked on that you loved growing up. Flicker Stick and The Working Title. Do I ever revisit those records? No. I haven't in a long time. I haven't in a long time. I would. Let's see here. What else was I thinking about? Oh, there's a Keith Jarrett article, or I'm not sure what you would call it, that just came out that my friend Kinch sent to me. It's about jazz. I was reading it a little while ago. It's I don't know where it's from, honestly. Any of you know this? It says it's very long. It's Keith Jarrett article. When did jazz become a theory, a thing, not a process, a package, not an experience? When did players begin to love their image so much they forgot it was supposed to be about the validity of their own personal expression? Real jazz is never generic. It can only thrive on individuality and independence. And it keeps going on and on. Tom, why don't I have Rick Beato live on my main channel? Because this is a different channel. Because I don't want to flood that channel with other stuff. So, was anyone paying attention to this, what I just read? This was a Keith Jarrett article. For those of you that don't know Keith Jarrett, you should. He doesn't name names. Well, he names names. He names all the famous jazz players from the 60s that were his contemporaries. But what does he mean by, when did players begin to love their image so much that they forgot it was supposed to be about the validity of their own personal, their own ongoing personal expression? Michael says Keith is rather strict in his outlook, but he's also one of the greatest musicians of all time, too. So you can't just discard him in that way. And he's got some incredibly valid writing. He's got some really incredibly valid views. Who's he talking about? Have I seen Whiplash? No, I don't watch those kind of movies. Daniel, sorry. Keith Jarrett would not like when I cough. I know. Hand out cough drops. Who's he talking about, though? When he's talking about, is that his Quincy rant? I don't know. He's done other rants like that. No, not Stanley Jordan. No. He doesn't care about Stanley Jordan. I'm wondering if he's talking about Jacob Collier, people like that. If his image, talking about his image, or if he's talking about, I don't know, some young jazz guys or something. Everybody showboating. I don't know. Is he saying jazz is not being innovated? He goes on and he lists all his contemporary jazz people. He says, in the early 60s when I was a teenager, the following jazz players, in no particular order, were all actively creative, all completely different from each other. Miles Davis, Jerry Mulligan, Lee Konitz, Bill Evans, John Coltrane, Ornette Coleman, Cecil Taylor, Wynton Kelly, Sonny Rollins, Coleman Hawkins, Sun Ra, Archie Shepp, Albert Eiler, Phil Woods, Paul Blake, Gary Peacock, Jack DeJohnette, Herbie Hancock, Tony Williams, Jackie Byard, Charles Mingus, Charlie Hayden, Ed Bickert, Don Cherry, Percy Heath, Wayne Shorter, Jimmy Jufree, Stan Getz, Paul LaRocca, Max Roach, Paul Motion, Art Pepper, Chet Baker, Lenny Tristano, George Russell, Cannonball Adderley, Lee Morgan, Freddie Hubbard, Paul Chambers, Art Taylor, Mad Jamal, Bob Brookmeyer, Mel Lewis, Hank Jones, Tommy Flanagan, Duke Ellington, Thelonious Monk, Randy Weston, Jimmy Garrison, McCoy Tyner, Elvin Jones, Cecil McBee, Ron Carter, Jimmy Cobb, Dollar Brand, Razzle Rudd, Beaver Harris, Art Farmer, Jim Hall, Steve Kuhn, Steve Swallow, Hampton Haas. I mean, it just keeps going on and on. Bud Powell, John John Lewis, J.J. Johnson, Dizzy Gillespie. I mean, there's many, many more. Dave Holland. Uh, he, I mean, just Paul Desmond, Steve. I mean, just goes on and on. And then he says at the end of this, I would guess that about 30 of these names could have claimed ascendancy to the jazz throne more legitimately than Wynton Marsalis. Wow. Well, those are all the big players of the 60s. The Young Lions. That's what he's talking about. I don't know if it's a recent article. My friend Kinch sent it to me. Is that a recent article? I don't know. Can anyone find it? He just sent me. I don't know why why didn't he send me a link to it? Keith Jarrett isn't that great of a speaker. Keith Jarrett is a great speaker. I don't know what you've listened to, Arthur, but Keith Jarrett's an amazing speaker. He's an extremely brilliant guy. He's probably got about 150 IQ. He graduated high school when he was 15. I mean, he's an absolute genius in many ways, and his writing is incredible. So, Pat Metheny said the Young Lions are dudes playing music for their parents. Oh, gee. The bottom line is Keith Jarrett doesn't like pop jazz. That's what Ray says. uh, um, it's really it's I don't know. I mean, if anybody can find this thing, I'm looking for it here. The article's a decade old. I don't know why my friend Kinch sent it to me. Doesn't seem like something. I mean, is that something he wrote back in 1980 or something when Wynton came out? What modern jazz players are there compared to the greats of the 60s? Well, one that I just interviewed, Chris Potter. He's one that that is as good as anybody. He's not. I mean, I wouldn't say that he's young. He's 47. Potter, Meldau. Well, if anybody can paste it. What happened to Joe? I haven't seen Joe around in a while. Any suggestions for meeting musicians in Atlanta? Desmond, I don't know any musicians in Atlanta. So, Bonamassa and Mayer aren't exactly young either. Well, they're not really jazz players either. But they're probably about the same age. Bonemassa's 40. They're not jazzers exactly. Go to a jam session. Tommy Emmanuel. He's not a jazz guy. Jari, there you are. Musical prodigies, average IQ 129, range 108 to 142. I think Michael meant he couldn't play his way out of a paper bag on a 251. Let's see here. So anybody come up with that or not? Ray, yours was 145 last time you had it tested? Man, mine's about 95 probably. Oh. What do I think of Chet Baker? I like Chet Baker. I'm wondering if Chet was in his thing here. Yes, Chet Baker. Chet was made Keith's list. That's my new Joe. Good to see you. You can name Arthur. You can name a bunch of contemporary jazz musicians that have a very unique sound. This article could be from 30 years ago, so I thought it was a current thing. You looked all over Google and you couldn't find it. Must be pre-internet then. All right. I'm not sure why he sent it then. He said he responded to it like as if it was from something. Post. Keith speaks about reinventing his approach solo piano. Did you find something there, Roberta? You did? Michael, Steve Howe. You know, Steve Howe is a. Do I like him? He's okay. You know, it's some of the stuff he did was really great. Some of the stuff, you know, I don't isn't that interesting to me. Really depends on what it is. I like his parts. Is he a soloist like you know, there's people that are soloists. I mean, I guess you could say Eddie Van Halen. But that I mean that are really kind of known as, or even honestly, David Gilmour. But I don't think that I don't think Steve Howe is like that. I think he's more of a part player. So let's see here. Jarrett on Winton articles blocked because of virus. Okay. Julian Lange. Is that the second time you've asked that, Daniel? He's a great player. Really like him. Tom. Steve Howe is a great writer, but hit and miss soloist. That's kind of what I think. Yeah, I liked his parts. He's a great part player, but his soloing was really, he can sound like a hack on some of his solos. But his parts are great. I mean, there's some of the yes guitar parts are amazing. Michael, you don't like Julian's tone? I thought I like his tone. At least what I've, some of the stuff I've seen. I mean, it's, plays that telly. And I think he's got a nice tone. Link won't show. Trevor Rabin is a better soloist. Exactly. He's a much better soloist. Subjective, the tone. Tom, is YouTube my main income? Is YouTube my main income? I make money from things I sell on my website. I make money from YouTube, and I make some money from some of the records that that I have produced that have recouped, and just a few of those. But so that's that's how I make money. Tips on hearing modulations to uncommon distant keys. Practice. Practice. Have somebody test you on them. It's really hard if you don't have. When my ear training thing comes out finally, you'll have that when that program is ready. But Michelle finished her last day yesterday. She'll come in a couple more times, but we are almost done with. We're done with all the music examples in my book. Now we're editing the book. So that's kind of the deal with that. John Schofield is a great guy. I got to play with him one day back in 1985, 86, I forget. Is the Beato book for schooled musicians only? No. It starts right at the beginning. It's music theory from the beginning, basically. Well, Tom, I didn't lose Michelle since she's still going to be in town and she'll still come over, but Michelle found a replacement for her who's going to come down here next week that I'm going to get to meet in person, and her name is Carol. And she's also from Indonesia. She's one of Michelle's friends. And Michelle says that she's going to be as good as her or better. She's just graduated with a film scoring degree from Berkeley. She has perfect pitch as well, like Michelle. She knows finale really well. Michelle says is good or better than her. So you thought I wasn't taking Carol? No, Carol, I thought wasn't going to. I hadn't talked to her yet, so I talked to her the other day with when Michelle was here. We did a video chat with her, and she seems really cool. Can she type? I'm sure she can. She's 23. So what's up, Brett? Good to see you. Anyway, so the Ralph Towner guy. I love Ralph Towner. Oh man, I would love Ralph Towner. I'm going to do some Oregon. I'll talk about Ralph Towner and Paul McCandless. Michelle has good friends. That's right. Can she make coffee? She doesn't have to make coffee. She just has to go get coffee. When's my next episode? Ryan, tomorrow morning. The video's done. Soundgarden. But I promise, after Soundgarden is up, then it's back to Rick videos, normal Rick videos. I told her, Tom, that she's like, is there any other things that I have to do? I talked to her tonight, and I said, what do you mean, like go to Starbucks? She said, well, yeah. I said, there's a Starbucks 90 seconds from my place. And she says, what? Really? I said, yeah, 90 seconds. Minute and a half, quarter of a mile. So, wait, what was that? Just hold on. You thought I was going to do one a week. So, I wanted to get to 10. My goal was to do 10 what makes this song great videos. So, I have a nice playlist that people can binge watch that for a couple hours. And it seems like that's what people are doing because the thousands of subscribers that I'm getting. Let's see here. It's really, I've never had anything like this, like getting just 1,000 subscribers every day. I mean, it's insane. 1,200 subscribers a day. I'm looking it up today. I didn't even see what. 237, 651 right now. It's so I had about 1,500 again today. It's crazy. So I'm averaging 1,200. Unbelievable. All right, Rat. We'll talk. So there it is. That's I think that's why a lot of instruments. What, Tom? Do I do sports? I used to do sports. I made the kids run the stairs today 25 times up and down 2 flights. The 2 girls and Dylan and me. I went to college on a track scholarship, so I guess I do sports. I played sports all the time when I was a kid. So, Rick, if you run out of ideas for videos, just go through Beato book and do videos on each. Do I like math and physics? Yes, I do like math and physics a lot. Yes, I am married. Let's see here. Pick bass players. Can you pick 3 bass? I can't name 3 bass players I'm enjoying listening to. That's Joe saying that. Okay. Did you run up the steps in an empty stadium? I wish I had an empty stadium to run up the steps in. Keep the what makes a song great going. There's more than 10 songs worth making. No, John, I'm going to keep it going, but I just said I've made 10 in a row without making any other kind of videos, pretty much. So now I'm going to make it a couple times a week. I'll make one. And that's, so, because there's a lot of people that subscribe to my channel that want, subscribe to my channel for other reasons. Thoughts on David Burgess' Perfect Pitch? Oh, I don't have any thoughts on that. But you can't learn perfect pitch as an adult, so anything that tells you can is well, you can make your own assessment on that. I think it's a bunch of baloney. Listening to Last Dance, Keith Jarrett. What was I doing on this date 10 years ago? Oh, man. Cosmic Lettuce. Oh, brother. I bet I can tell you. I bet I can get a good kind of an idea on it. Let's see here. Year. I wonder if I can go back years. 2008. See if my calendar has stuff in it. Okay. It was a the 17th of February was a Sunday. So I had nothing going on probably on Sunday. I was off. Hanging out with Dylan, because Dylan was the only one that was born. Hanging out with Nina and Dylan. I remembered my favorite saying that I've never said on here before. It's never too late to waste the rest of your life. That's what I always used to tell my friends. Am I still on a Police binge? I listened to Police today again. Look in your project list for the date. Oh, yeah. Well, no, but it was a Sunday, so I know I was definitely not working. It's never too late to... My friends would say, well, what do you think about this? I'm trying to do this. I say, it's never too late to waste the rest of your life. I was programming Dylan's brain. There you go. I definitely was doing that. Let's see, Dylan would have been born in August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Dylan was 6 months old. I have a video, I'm sure, of him right on my computer of Dylan right around that day. Francisco, you've been learning a lot from my Principles of Melody and Bebop videos. I don't think anybody ever watches those. Those were great videos. That series. Anybody ever see that series? Principles of Melody? Who saw that series that I did? I did three videos on Principles of Melody and Bebop. Okay, one. Okay, a few people. Tom, you didn't understand. Okay. When's my ear training coming out? Soon. Brett, okay. Guess not. Sergio, you did. Missed the whole whiteboard. Oh, whiteboard's coming back. George, you saw it. Yes, okay. Oh, you guys are hardcore. Saw some Bebop ones. More bop videos. It confused you. Nerd from Denmark. Okay. Seen them all. Steven, look at that. Whiteboard is awesome. Michael, you like the white? Who likes the whiteboard? My God, how boring. I don't know what I was thinking doing the whiteboard. But I don't know how that ever caught on. Your new band name, Whiteboard. There you go. Why do you guys like it? Because it's like a class? It's like sitting in a lecture, right? Whiteboard was the hook. Renaissance Polyphony video. Okay. Hold on, man. It's going so fast now here. Tom, you're addicted to my comments. Oh man, I've written some great comments lately. I have trashed some people really. Oh, so fun. I just laugh while I'm writing them. I call my friend Pat up and I tell him about my things. Jari, you have names for your whiteboard. Jari, you got to send me a picture of your whiteboards. I want to see them. You got more than one? That's awesome. You can't stop yourself. They're the funniest things ever. If you guys want a good laugh, Tom's talking about my comments. I can get pretty pithy in the comments. So I never know that there's so many comments. I still don't know. How do you find my comments? Some of these videos have so many comments on them. We need a book of Rick Beato comments. I think that people don't expect me to be so savage when I am, but I always say it with a I can pin them. Is there search functions? You read everything. You can pin when you pin them on top. The Beato comment book. Oh man, I've been brutal the last couple of days to people. I don't ever hold back. You couldn't believe my response. I get even. Oh, I am brutal. I don't think people don't expect that. That's what's so great about it. Oh man, you didn't even know I commented, Tom, because well, in some of these new videos I don't comment just because it's, I don't know. I haven't commented that much lately. I comment on old videos. So I have an app. Every YouTuber has an app. It's called the Creator app, and what it does is that it shows you every comment that's made on every video. YouTubers don't usually comment. They don't even read them. Well, that's not me. I read virtually every comment. I don't know if that makes it weird, but I read virtually every comment. So I have this thing, and it says publish comments right here. Well, you can't see that. Hold on. So this is my oh wait. Duh. Hold on. Can you see that? No. There we go. Somebody's telling me something about my Parmalee song. Totally sucks. It must be number one. Let's see. No offense from a person who is not a native country music fan. This song totally sucks. Well, if you don't like country music fans, if you don't like country music, you're not gonna like the song. It must appeal to country fans, is all I can think, since it was number one. But they all sound the same to me, and the lyrics are always stupid. Funny that someone who is the most like you, who is the most brilliant person I've ever seen, who can tell you everything about music, writes such a primitive song in a country genre. Most every song I've ever liked was a GCD song in many different variations. Seems like some people just can't write music no matter how well you understand music. It isn't going to help you. Okay, some people can't spell or write a complete sentence. Not to mention have a coherent thought. Thanks for writing. Thought. Stick with GCD. There we go. Now, typically what I would do is I would go to their channel and then I would look at one of their videos and then I'd post a link of some horrendous video. Stick with GCD. There we go. GCD. There we go. Bro. I like to end with bro. Anyways, I like that. So these are the kind of comments, but I read them. It's fun. It's hilarious. Let's see. Some of the ones, though, like on the rock, is rock music dead? Those comments I never read. Let's see. Then there's a lot of ones on the new videos and everything. I don't read those really. Man. Interesting. So people think in those my Apple video, that I'm throwing boxes with the phones still in them. What people think that that I'm throwing on my Apple video, that I'm throwing these boxes, like who puts their phones and their iPads when they're done using them back in the boxes and then puts them in a garbage bag, you know? I mean, it's idiotic. When the things are done, you know, I have them sitting, they're sitting right here back on the window, you know? Let's see here. I found one. Oh, I found two. Okay. So I got a old iPhone 7 here. I got an old iPad that doesn't even update to the newest operating system. All those boxes are the iPad. The things are broken. That's it. Rick is not triggered. If have you been streaming or playing on your stereo? Do you have time to listen to new releases? What happened to the iPhone 7? You know, the iPhone 7 started to do weird things. It started doing really, really weird things. So that's why I stopped using it. It's amazing that people still watch the Apple thing. I thought that would die down, but it hasn't. Still gets views every day, a lot of views. It's crazy. But another interesting thing that, you know, looking at how some of these videos do, like the Toto video has 10,000 more views than, or not 10,000, but 8,000 more than the Perfect Circle one. Tom Petty has only 3,000 more than Toto. I don't know what episode 6 was. Who's this? Linkin Park. It's got a little bit more than Tom Petty. Pearl Jam has a little bit more. And then 30,000 more is Steely Dan. And then the Police Steely Dan has gone past the Police video, but the biggest video is the Blink 182. So pretty weird, right? The Nirvana one, that's done okay, but I can't find it on here. Oh, 50,000, not bad. That's done pretty well. What does it mean? I think it means that that people that watch my channel like these bands that play more complicated stuff. Steely Dan video had a lot of good stuff in it. There's a lot of great playing, but the Blink video, when am I going to post the Chris Potter's sounding off, Hassan? I got to edit it still soon. Joe, Frampton Comes Alive. I've got something on that. I'm going to do something on that, using that this week. I have a special surprise. Frampton Comes Alive is one of my favorite records, and the guitar playing on it is unbelievably good. Is Carol going to be editing videos? Tom asked. I don't know if she knows how to edit videos, but I would think probably yes, I'm sure. Although I pretty much do all the editing. All right, I have to go because I got to go look at my video again and see so I can post it in the morning. So I got a bunch of people coming tomorrow for my pay-per-view, $10. I'm going to close it out at 2 o'clock so no one else can come in. 3 p.m. Eastern, What Makes This Song Great? You guys are awesome. Love it.